Today, I want to talk to you about this subject, the effect of small things. The effect of small things, or the effect of small things. And then subtitle it, The Little Foxes Spoil the Vine. The effect of small things. When you ponder and wonder, God in all his majesty, power, and might, we think that he is so big. When we think about God, we think God is so big that we cannot get around him. So big or so tall that we can't go over him, and so deep that we cannot get to the end of him. I mean, when you think about God, God is bigger than anything that you can imagine in your mind. There's nothing that you can come up with that you can relate to the bigness of God. Because your mind is limited, it's finite, but God is infinite. He is so big. Yet as big as God is, he is small enough to live inside of you and I. Isn't that amazing? As big as God is, as powerful as God is, yet he is small enough to live on the inside of each one of us. He is personal enough to know and distinguish you and I from the other 7 billion people on the earth. Isn't that amazing? When you pray, he can distinguish your voice from everybody else's voice. And there's billions of people on the earth. Yet God knows the hairs on your head. God knows your thoughts before you think them. He knows your thoughts from afar off. So God is great. We don't have no adjectives or modifiers that will really do justice to how God is. But yet, he is small enough to live inside of us. When you and I get ready to do something to make an impact on the world, we always think about doing something big and significant. And this is a message for all of us. Because most of the time, people are impressed with big things. Somebody say, well, how many members do you have? Well, I got about 1,000. Wow. That's impressive. But the person that has 10, he ain't going to be coming in and out and telling how many people he got. Because that's not impressive. How much money you make? Man, I make $200,000 a year. Wow. That's impressive because it's big. But God is not looking at the big things. Ooh, let me say that again. God is more concerned about the little things than the big things. Are you hearing that? Man focuses on the big things, but God focuses on the small things. God takes note of the small thing. And here's the thing about small things. Little and small things can have a major impact on your life, both positive and negative. The little things, Solomon said, it is the little foxes that spoils the vine. It's the little things that break up a marriage. It's the little things that break up a friendship. Are you hearing what I'm saying? And so we got to take note of the little things. In Luke, the 21st chapter, verses 1 through 4, the Bible tells us how Jesus looked at the rich people. Jesus was watching and he saw the rich people putting money in the treasury. He watched them, but he took notice, and this woman got his attention. The woman only had 2 mites, and yet the rest of the people were rich, but this person got Jesus' attention. And she didn't have as much money as they had, but she got Jesus' attention with 2 mites. Are you hearing that? Jesus needed to feed 5,000 people, but he only had what? 2 fish and 5 loaves of bread to do it. And it was significance of the little that made the difference. When you look at that story, Jesus didn't have a lot. The lad didn't have a lot. He had a little bit. And Jesus said, just give me the little that he had. And the Bible says he took the little and he fed 5,000 people plus. And so what you need to understand is God is looking at not the lot that you have. And most of us don't have a lot, but we have a little. But God takes note of the little, not what you have, what you're doing with what you have. When Jesus compared the kingdom of God to a mustard seed, that's what he compared the kingdom of God. As big as the kingdom of God is, Jesus compared it to a mustard seed, and he said, which a man took and planted in the garden, and it grew and became a tree, and birds of the air nested in the branches. And I know most of us think of small things are too insignificant to worry about. And I want to share with you that you have a great impact with small things. As a matter of fact, there was a saying out years ago that says, don't sweat the small stuff. But I'm going to change that. You better sweat some of the small stuff. You better pay attention, because it's those small things in life that impact your life. And if you do enough small things, they will be big things. And so I cannot overemphasize the importance of paying attention to the little foxes in life. Solomon said, it is the little foxes that destroy the vine, not the big foxes, but the little foxes that destroy the vine. And so the lesson is how little seemingly insignificant things can cause gross, disproportionate harm or damage. And so we must guard ourselves against the little foxes in life that come to do great harm to our Christian life. We tend to underestimate the smaller things in life. We underestimate when somebody says thank you. When somebody says you're welcome. Those are things that we were taught that means something. It reflects that you got manners. Hello. What's wrong with a little word, thank you? Now people don't say thank you. They think you're entitled to it. And so those little things, little things, appreciation for the little things make you grateful. And oh God, how we've not appreciated little small things anymore. And so it's the little things that we need to guard.
New Horizon, get ready for Super Sunday at New Horizon Outreach Ministry, September 18th at 10:30 a.m. We are paying off 13.45 acres of land, which is a super abundant blessing from God. We are expecting a supernatural breakthrough in this service. So bring your super seed contribution to help build the kingdom of God. We will have a super psalmist, songwriter, and producer, Lance Hamright from New Birth, to minister to us in song. You don't want to miss this super anointed worship service. Church will start promptly at 10:30 a.m. Again, that's 10:30 a.m. Make sure you're there early to get a super seat and invite a super friend. Immediately after service, we will have a viewing of the land. Transportation will be provided to the site, as well as food and drinks.